Welcome back to the Gulthias tree. This is session number 17 entitled The Dark Gifts. Last session, the group had made some headway and entered into the Amber Temple. They had seen some strange wild folk individual get eaten by the rock that brought them up. Um, Rather than staying out and watching that continue, they entered in. They went to the right, found some secret doors and some magic wand, and then fought three flaming skulls. Upon defeating them, traveled a little bit further in and found a classroom or lecture hall where a strange old wizard was hiding. Um, he thought he had a window to escape and attempted to do so, but was pulverized by a golem made completely out of amber with a raven's head. Um, the group has taken a short rest inside of the lecture hall. And yeah, moving forward, if you have not yet spent any hit dice for the short rest, you can go ahead and follow up with that. I'm going to go ahead and throw one for Saphira, as you may have noticed. Okay, cool. Plus 6. All right. So yeah, I leave the table to you. What would you like to do?
Oh, what was it that we picked up? It was the pendant?
So yeah, he had a strange clockwork pendant on him. You did not pick up his cloak. Do you want to?
We're at pendant.
Okay. Yeah, the pendant was identified by Aveline as being a shield set or shield guardian's control device. A shield guardian is a type of construct that basically defends the wearer. Yeah.
And it was worth 1,000 gold.
I believe so. Yeah.
I wrote it down, so.
Like it was a numerical value of money. I tracked it.
Um, I would like to go out into the hallway.
Okay. Doing so, you can see that the mage is still a bloody pulp. Like I said, his robes still remain. And again, it is a similar robe to the skeleton you found in the side room at the main entrance. Same kind of blue cloak or outer kind of mantle or garb.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Slightly soaked.
But not too bad.
Yeah, and as you kind of stay out there, you do notice that you see a light kind of appear from across the way. If you kind of zoom out, you would be able to see that there's green lights that seem to be kind of fluttering around on the opposite side of the main hall. So if you recall, there were two side walls, and kind of up at a high point there were murder holes, and you're kind of looking out one side of that. It would basically be a mirror reflection on the opposite side of the hall, you presume, and it appears that there are green fires that are kind of moving around like torches over in that area.
They move like torches, not like
Um,
skull flames.
if anybody gets the reference I'm about to make, you can gain experience, but they kind of do one of these.
Oh, I don't know what you call those things in Castlevania.
Yeah, they're like the Medusa heads, but yeah, gain the inspiration again for knowing a Castlevania. But yeah, it does appear that there are flaming skulls. If you had to venture a guess, 3 or so happen to be on the hall that would be on the opposite side of the.
So let's avoid the opposite hall. Can I inspect the robe to see if there's any importance to it?
You'd have to move it kind of off of his body. Do you do so?
Um,
Or are you just kind of looking at it as it lays? Because as it lays, it just looks the same as the other robe on the skeleton.
I guess I'd move it.
Okay. The second you start to kind of move it off his body, you hear a loud thud noise come from the northern side of you.
Oh, shit.
Do you leave it?
Yeah, drop it.
Okay. There's no second thud, just the first one.
Okay. And it's coming from the north?
Yeah,
Where
from where
the-
you saw the big golem go.
So I don't want to touch this guy anymore. Can I would like to go up here towards the north doors
Okay.
see if I can.
Yeah. Yeah. So getting there. Do you have a light source?
I can take out. Oh wait, no, I gave it to Nodder.
Torch?
Give me my light back.
I also forgot to get my axe.
Oh no.
Not the good one, just some random one.
Sure. If you take the torch from Nodder and Nodder lights a torch along the way, that's fine. Seeing into the room ahead, you can see kind of moving around that there's the golem over in the far right corner, and there's another set of double doors that's ajar on the left side of the room. It doesn't look like there are any other points of exit in from this room, but it looks like just a. Looks like it might have served as like a hall or possibly like a dining room, but at current it is cleared of any kind of furniture or trappings.
I really wish we had asked that guy why he was safe inside of that room.
That is a great question that we should
I
have
know.
asked.
He was gonna answer anything though, to be quite honest.
Fair.
Did you, when you picked up the robe, did you feel anything like maybe there was something inside of it?
Oh, great question.
Since the question wasn't
I
asked
just
while
heard-
you were
yeah.
feeling the robe, a second feeling of said robe would be required.
That would require possible movement.
I mean, I can jump back away from the door if we're touching that rope again.
True. Yeah, I guess I'll go back and touch the robe.
Well, I'm gonna go back in the room.
For what
do
it's
that.
worth,
Fair.
when Sen was doing that, I did ask, but I was on mute, so but it's okay.
Oh,
So,
Oh,
sorry.
that's why we didn't hear. Sophia will head back inside as well. Sen, are you attempting to finagle with the robe, but try and do it in a way that hopefully avoids detection or some sort?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I need to roll for that?
Not at all, because it doesn't matter. The second you start to fiddle with the robe, you hear a loud footfall.
Ah.
What do you do?
First of all, can I feel anything?
If you continue doing that, you hear a second footfall.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Do you want to
drop
make
it.
Okay. You hear a third footfall. This one sounds like a quieter footfall than the second. Sounds like it's stepping back.
Oh, okay.
You are pretty sure for you to get any idea of what in the robe or on the person might be triggering it, or triggering the movement, would require you removing the robe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I quickly drag the body with the robe into the room?
Okay, you've got a attack path, and everyone else is in the room. No help has been called for. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Okay.
I'm not in the room.
Yeah,
Oh.
you're not in the room.
That's fine. So you see her starting to move that. You can, since she is, I'm sorry, since they are
They.
leading, yeah, Elizabeth is chosen to do it, and the character is attempting to move the body. You can help, but you cannot take the lead. Do you want to help Nodder or no?
And I suggest we tie a rope to his foot.
Then you are not helping. It is go time. Sen, go ahead and make an athletics check.
Oh, you better run.
All right. So
Oh,
in
7.
the span of about 6 seconds, you manage to get from there to about there,
Oh, great.
and the body is with you. But the loud thudding is very sudden, immediate almost, and in that 6 seconds, the golem is upon you
Oh, shit.
and is attacking.
And I pull them through the door.
It'll go to initiative at this point, so the golem will basically get one attack for go because you had basically it's triggered from the pull, and then we'll go to an initiative round, and then at that point you can pull. Okay, let's see. So slam attack times 2. 21 and 22 to hit. Probably.
Yeah.
So for
If
the
you're talking to me, my armor class is 15. So
do you have you have uncanny dodge, right, at 5th level?
Yes.
Okay,
I do.
so you still have a reaction. So I'm hitting you with the first attack. Do you want to uncanny dodge the first attack, and half the damage you'll be taking from it before I tell you what the damage is?
Yes.
Okay, so instead of taking 16, you'll take 8,
Great.
and then for the second attack, you'll take 27.
Oh, so I'm dead.
You're down. You're not down. You're not dead.
I'm dying.
We'll still need to go to initiative because you are technically not dead, and
True.
that is the Amber Golem's goal. As you can see from the mage,
Might not
it
die.
it did not stop once it knocked them down. It continued to pulverize the body.
Yeah.
Oh, like,
Might not die.
All right, and I need to get Saphira on there. All right. And we are going into descending order. And it looks like Hero actually has higher dexterity than Aveline. So Hero, you'll be going first.
Yep, and I would actually like to try to reach around and pull her in
Okay.
the room.
Go ahead and make a perception check when you do. Okay.
20.
You would note that Sen being knocked down suddenly, they kind of have locked up, and their hands are still on the cloak, so they're still kind of connected to the body. Do you wish to pull both in, or just Sen?
I think I'm just gonna pull Sen in.
Okay, so you kind of slap the hands off and kind of pull them aside and drag Sen's body in. No athletics checks required. Sen comparatively is pretty lithe. So yeah, you can move them into any square adjacent to you. That's fine. And unless you all are going to attack, is anybody going to attack the golem?
I was not planning to.
So Aveline, are you planning on attacking the golem?
No, I wasn't.
Nodder.
no.
And Sen, you can't. So you would actually watch as the golem continues its assault. However, it's bashing into the body, and it only does so one more time, and then stops, and then starts to turn around and go away. Aveline, you can make a perception check, and I will make one with Saphira over here as well. Nope, no dice for me.
Get out of here, Golem.
You notice that it seems to be focused and intent on the robe. You're pretty sure that if you had collected the blue robe in the first room and took it with you, you probably would have never learned this because it would have assaulted you for no reason at that point. So it appears that the blue robe wearers are the ones that the golem is seeking out to kill.
Well, I suggest that we don't touch the body anymore and keep going.
Okay. Saphira will deposit some healing. Let's see if Laura did good. Nope. Alright, and she has already spent one second level spell as well. Bad at tracking. I'm going to go ahead and spend a second level spell slot with Saphira to cure Sen. So get 10 back.
Not dying.
Do you need
today.
Do you need any more?
I have 10.
Okay. Well, your max is like what, 29 or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can do some healing if you need it.
That's all she really does. I'll go ahead and do it with Saphira.
Probably better too. So.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and spend a first level. So 10 more. That should be good.
Yeah.
Alright, down to 2 first level, 2 second level, and 1 third level. Cool. Alright. Getting back into the room, Sen regaining consciousness. Aveline, I assume, telling Sen the nature of the cloak. What would you like to do?
Well, let's be on our way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we want to head north, or do we want to...
There's the hole.
Now that we know that the blue robes are what?
There's also the hole. If
The hole.
I'm sure Hero's like,
Let's try it.
hey, remember that hole?
That was... yeah.
Sounding a lot hotter now, don't you think?
But what is this golem protecting?
I'm also curious about what's at the north side.
Yeah, I say we head north. If it's not going to attack us, then there's no reason
Okay.
to be worried about that.
Does seem to like the color blue though.
Look at
Or
this
does
guy.
he not like the color blue?
Chilling in that rubble.
Okay, so if you head north into his room, the second that the first person starts to pass through the threshold of the door on the left side, the amber golem starts to move again.
What?
Do you, and again, this is the pacing question that I'm going to ask, Nutter. Do you retreat back the way you came or rush on forward to the door you now see? You are out on a ledge that appears to be out over the large entry area. And you can now see that thing that was kind of bugging you in the shadows. It appears to be a very massive statue of a hooded monk, similar to the amber ones outside, but this one is made of stone, and his hands are kind of placed out like this. And he's holding something, but there's nothing in his hands.
Well, I have nothing to put in his hands. I'm going to back up.
Very big hands. Okay, if you back up and rush back the same way, the golem kind of steps forward, stops, and then backs into its own space.
What's that bud? Shit.
You think that you could probably outpace it if you wanted to get to the next area and get into the doors on the other side and shut them, but it would definitely be an effort versus a just casual stroll.
Is this over here? Is that an exit? Is that another exit, or is that just
Oh, what's that?
this? I'm not clicking
over.
on it.
If you hold your left click on it, it should ping where you're pointing.
This area. Oh no, that's just a.
Yeah, it's rubble. Basically, the room has a very similar structure to the room with a hole in it, except that the roof and a bit of the mountain in it has kind of fallen in on the eastern wall.
I want to kill it, but it's so strong.
Yeah. You'd also know that the turret can't dash, so it would basically have to be left behind if you were to try and rush to the doors and shut it.
So is it moving
It seems to.
whenever it sees movement?
It seems that anytime when Nodder first passed through those doors on the west side of that room, it started to turn its attention towards him, and then Nodder was like, "Nope," and backed.
Oh,
Or does
okay. So it's
it?
guarding something
Is,
over there?
it doesn't like.
Yeah, correct, Stephanie. It doesn't like it if they go through that door. It doesn't like people in blue robes, specifically the blue robes that are already present here. Those are the two things so far that activate it. And Aveline being construct yourself and knowing mindless constructs typically have triggers that cause them to activate and do things. Another baseline automation for them is if you attack it, it defends itself. So, just in case you were thinking, well, let's just beat the crap out of it while it's sitting there.
No.
That'd be nice.
He's just doing his job.
Can't be reasoned with, like.
It's
Yeah.
definitely gotta be protecting something over here.
Certainly so.
But like I don't think.
You weren't able
But
to
it
see much in that
has-
other room.
It has a raven head. We like those guys.
Some of them.
The other thing you would have noticed from coming out on there is that across the way, behind the statue, there was another similar balcony, except it looks like it's been broken up. And it does look like there is another door on the other side of the hall. So if this is a symmetrical building, you'd have to go through the Flame Skull hallway, up through whatever is where an Amber Golem would be on the other side, out through the balcony, and then up and around. If you wanted to try it for that.
I
Or,
think more north.
or
Back down.
We could go down into the hole.
yeah, I think Michael's starting to sway people.
I'm fine with the whole.
What are we doing?
Let's
I guess that's the only option we have.
let's go back to ye old
Ye
hole in the
oldie,
ground.
ye oldie hole. All right. So as I said, it's definitely a strange kind of hole shape. It's kind of like a funnel. It does look like it's probably about 20 or 30 foot drop from the bottom of the hole, so about 40 feet down from where you're at. There's not much in the nature of things to tie off to in the room that you're in, but if someone strong were to lower someone else down, that might serve.
Or we could also go down the stairs because it might be connected down there.
True, but from what you can tell, there doesn't appear to be any movement in the hole. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, if you want to go down the stairs, that's also an option.
Oh, who wants to get lowered into the hole?
Who wants to die first?
I think
Me.
I think it'll make for a funny doodle whoever
I don't know
goes.
if you're the best person to
I'm
go.
so
Nodder.
light.
I think you need to be, Ian. You need to be the ones lowering the person.
I think Sin is probably the lightest.
Can't keep
I
putting
think-
you into danger.
I think Sin or
It's
Aveline is the best
destiny.
choice.
Yeah.
Oh, I see how it is. You're trying to put me in the hole.
Rock, paper, scissors.
I don't know.
Saphira whistles in the background and will not be the one lowered into the hole. But seems to be avoiding the topic entirely. Just hanging out with the turret, really.
So these walls. Sin will go down.
Okay. If that's the case,
To die someday.
who is the one lowering? Is it Nodder?
Yeah, I'll lower it. I'll hold the
Yeah,
rope.
that's-
Okay. So, upon descent, you see yourself in a room that has a lot of painting on the walls, the ceiling as well. The floor appears to be kind of a marble, but it seems to have been stained with kind of a reddish tinge. And there is kind of a cross shape to the room with 4 alcoves, each in the cardinal directions. The west, east, and south ones have mounds of amber, and sitting atop those mounds of amber are massive pots. And from what you can tell, lowering yourself down, inside of the pots, they're all filled with honey.
Oh, honey pots.
And I will move you into the map on that end in just a second. But yeah, let's see if I can do this. Remember the tricks. Alright, so you should shift and you should be here.
Yes,
Okay,
I
perfect.
can see nothing though.
I do not know if you have a light. Do you have a light?
I do.
Okay,
I
that's right.
took the light from Nodder.
Let me light you up.
Yeah, I took my light back.
Husha.
Oh. Wow.
It looks like there are some sort of inscription or marking on the amber at the base of the pots, and it does look like there's kind of a strange kind of old style writing on the pots as well, and some kind of like Greek pottery. It kind of has like the etchings of character figures around it, kind of telling a story.
Um, but it's writing, not like
There are
figures.
pictures of figures as well.
Can I tell what's going on?
Well, they're different on each. We'll kind of just if you look at specific ones, I'll give you that information. But there's also a door to the north, and once you're down here, you can kind of hear. It sounds like there might be talking on the opposite side of the door. It sounds like two, maybe three females, possibly older, kind of talking back and forth in a strange language that's foreign to you. It's definitely not a language you're familiar with.
Okay.
You think you might have heard it in passing in the city, but it's not one that you ever identified as this is the language of X.
Okay. Um, could I take a look at the pot to the east?
All right, we are in. Okay. All right. Do you want to inspect them thoroughly, kind of give them a full once over, or are you just checking out the stories and reading what's written?
I think a full look over in the story.
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation check.
I'm not good at investigating, but I'm okay.
The honey has kind of a darkness to it. You think there might be something inside of the honey, but it definitely doesn't have like a. Normally, honey kind of has a transparency to it. This is a bit more thick and dark. That said, the one you look at is the western one. So you would see that it looks like there are people on the pot that appear to be kind of dying of some kind of disease, and someone is tending to them. This person who's tending to each one of them appears to be the same. Appears to be a woman with a crown made out of brambles, not too dissimilar from Gulthias's. And she appears to be. You're not sure. She either appears to be helping them with their strange disease, or she's the one giving them the disease. But the disease appears to be kind of a strange, kind of bogle kind of disease. If you'd like to make a medicine check based on the drawing, you might be able to identify what that disease is.
Sure.
Okay.
10.
Yeah, you didn't pay attention in the old doctor class. But that's
Probably
what,
didn't actually have one.
that's what you would see on that one.
Okay. Cool. So, not a.
What's that?
Could I look at the southern one?
Sure. Looking at this one, you can see that there appears to be another maiden. This one seems to be holding up a hammer, and there appear to be lightning bolts kind of coming down, and it seems that they are striking down people who look like they're in similar states of agony to the ones that were pestilent on the other thing.
Is it a different maiden or the same one?
Different. Yeah, this one appears to be wearing kind of armor and like a battle dress, whereas the other one looked like it was wearing kind of more regal finery cleric's garb.
Interesting.
The language that is written on the amber, by the way, you're not able to decipher it. It seems to be different. It actually would look familiar to you. It does have a certain kind of similarity to the writing that was on the fountains in the Sunless Citadel.
Oh, okay, but it's not Draconic.
Do you speak Draconic?
No.
Yeah, you're not sure. You would need a Draconic speaker to tell for certain.
Okay.
The
So
hand
I need
the hand
to
is
go down here.
the hand is different. It looks like it's in a different font if it were that language.
Okay. I guess I'll look at this other one, this last one.
Okay. This one, you see another female. Looks like she is breathing in kind of deeply, standing over people and kind of grasping them by their necks. And it looks like she's breathing in their last breath or like sucking something out of their mouths. Or possibly breathing something into their mouths. The directionality is not 100%.
Clear. Okay. So it's not clear. And these are all 3 different women.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's listen to that door again.
They're still talking.
They're still talking.
There's an occasional laughter.
Can I tell how many people there are?
3.
Or how many women? 3? Okay. there's a theme here. So there's one giving or taking a disease.
Yeah, and then as you kind of like listen, stop, and then turn about, you hear futzing with the door. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh, joy. 22.
You kind of like pause for a second, kind of go, uh-oh, and then they start futzing with the door, and you realize that the door is locked, and you're on the side that decides whether the door is locked or not. Then you hear kind of like, from the other side, and it sounds like they're cursing, but you don't really know what they're saying. But you can definitely tell the inflection is not happy.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
All right.
So they're not gonna get in.
Yeah. The main thing you note too is that the sounds are muffled, so anybody on the inside is probably not too audible. Unless they're really loud. Everyone looks at Nodder.
Don't come down
Sneaky.
here.
I'm sneaky.
After a fashion, Saphira walks over to Nodder and just kind of taps your shoulder. Says, "I'm gonna go down. Okay." And she just pops in.
Okay. Great. I'd relay to her what.
She says, "I was paying attention."
A smart lady.
The NPCs are great. It's mainly just to cut off me having to talk. Is usually how I do it. But yeah, that's fine.
That's fair. That's fair.
Anybody else following?
Or at least safe in here. I would quietly relay. As quietly as you can.
I can't really jump down in there.
Yeah, you're probably gonna have to be the last one.
There's honey.
Don't tell me that. I'm a bear.
I mean, I'm willing to send everyone else down first before coming down myself.
So you push her in.
Wait, who's
We all going down? Nodder? Evelyn?
I can't get down this.
Saphira says ascend. What's taking them so long?
Probably bickering
I
amongst
need someone
themselves.
to catch me.
I don't even want to catch you. You're a
It's gonna
bear.
fall on my ass.
Be athletic.
Put you in one of those honey pots. Just scoot it
Ooh.
into the middle of the room.
There's honey down there.
Does anybody else ascend?
I'll go ahead. I'll go.
Okay. And
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
all right. And then Nodder, I'm going to move you into the room already, but we'll have a discussion as to how you actually make a descent. Before we get to that, though, Aveline and Hero, any questions, any explorations you want to? Again, if you were taking notes, you have an idea of what the 3 sarcophaguses, or not sarcophagus, honeypots look like. Sorry, different room. Keeping myself ahead. But that said, what would you like to do? And Nodder, how you getting down?
I mean, like, go. Can I tell how far down it is?
So
Now
it's
that people have climbed down.
10 feet of stone, but if you slide down to the bevel of it, you can then drop down, and then it's 30 feet down.
30 feet down. Oh, that's a lot.
If-
That's a lot of down.
If you climb down and hang, it's 20 feet down. And if Hero's at the bottom and is catching you, you would basically be reducing your damage from the fall.
I mean, I'm basically gonna hang and be like, "Hey, Hero, help me!"
Yeah, I gotcha.
For the hang, make a strength athletics check to see if you can get that sweet.
Oh
Have you
man,
been doing your hanging?
I'm
man
terrible
skills?
at pull-ups. I never used them as a kid.
Skipped arm day.
Skipped arm day, just legs.
You're good.
And
then if you're falling and Hero's assisting, then you are only going to take 4 points of bludgeoning damage, and it's not super loud.
Thank you.
Yeah, but before then, Hero, I'm assuming you're kind of engaged there. But Stephanie, does Aveline want to check anything out? She speaks Draconic, right?
Oh wait, I'm not actually sure. Nope, she sure doesn't.
That's weird. But yeah, the you definitely identify it as Draconic, the language that these things are written in. But what they say, you do not know.
I think the last time I spoke to a dragon, it was
over here.
non-verbal communication.
Sounds about right.
Now, is it really honey?
Do you want to taste it?
Can I
Wouldn't it be
smell it?
better if-
I'm worried because of
So,
the
Hold on.
witchy-
Before we get there, Aveline, go ahead and make an investigation check. I'm assuming you're doing a scoping of the honeypots as well. And then Hero, you get Nodder down, and you can see that there's draconic writing on each of these, and I'll give you what that means in a second. Yeah, not too much better. You kind of see everything I explained to Elizabeth along the way. Hero, you can also make an investigation check, but the language is easy enough for you to read. The one on the left, or the western side, says Fekre, Queen of Poxes. The one on the south side says Zrin Hala, the Howling Storm. And the one on the right says Psychane, the Soul Hungerer. And with that investigation check, you identify that there is indeed something inside the honeypot. These honeypots are pretty massive, probably about 4 feet high and about 3 feet wide. And it appears that there are people sitting inside of the honey that appear to have been mummified, or rather mellified, inside of the honey.
But it is honey.
Yeah, knowing nothing about mellification, you wouldn't know that the people are probably delicious too.
That's disgusting.
I mean, it's something they used to use as a poultice back in the olden times.
Delicious.
Ask a Mortician's a great YouTube channel, by the way.
I love Caitlin. Caitlin Doty is my favorite.
But yeah, it is honey though.
It is
Mm.
honey.
There's a bear. There's a bear.
Don't
It's
eat
not.
the
It's
honey.
not as attractive anymore.
Yeah, here's like there's people in them.
It's like, ooh, honey.
Yeah, they
That's bare necessity.
they appear to be ladies in pretty close, well, slightly mummified, but pretty close to the descriptions on the bottle there.
Ugh. Great. So we know who they are.
Pancakes are not on the menu today.
Pancakes are not on the menu today. Not having pancakes for breakfast, that's for sure. There's some ladies in this other room. There's also 3 of them.
Yeah, by the time you kind of pointed out, you could start kind of hearing them a little bit louder. They are speaking a strange language, which, not having known you knew it, but now knowing that you know it, Aveline gained the language Alterian. Go ahead and type that in the chat.
Ooh.
And you speak it.
Evolving.
And they are saying,
It'll never open. We can't open it. It's impossible. We should have brought one of those damn bots. We should be on our way. Maybe we can open up one of the other ones. These 2 won't open at all.
Oops.
that's okay.
Sorry.
No worries.
I'm trying to add it.
Fine. Let's go.
And then you hear foots for a second, and then you hear whooshes.
How do I add this? Sorry.
It's okay, I'll add it in a second. But yeah, they it sounds like they start to walk and then fly away.
I'm like a broom.
Well, it doesn't appear that they're here anymore, but those women were trying to open something.
It said that there
Oh, they were opening the door, and they were really mad about it.
they were trying to open something. And they said that there were 2 of whatever they were trying to open over here.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they were trying to open 2 of something.
Like there might be another door nearby, just outside.
They might have gone to the other one.
So we could open this one.
Do you want to do so stealthily?
Yes.
Alright. You kind of open the door quietly, and outside you see that it's a very massive hall with 30-foot high ceilings, not too dissimilar from the room you're in. However, the width of the room and the similarity in wall styling to the room or the hallway above you denotes that this is the ground level. The stairs in the main hall would have led close to or about here. There is a door right outside, and looks like the hall has the amber lining. It looks like it has lining at the ceiling as well, kind of like a crown molding, but amber. Did anybody touch the pots?
No,
Okay,
I didn't.
I didn't think so. All right.
It seems too suspicious.
All those names are scary.
They
Yeah.
are scary.
If you'd
Look
like,
scary.
you can make a religion or a history check to see if you have any idea what's going on in those honey pots.
Any of us?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do history. Oh, it's awful. I know nothing.
You know honey tastes good historically. Stephanie, you've heard about cases where bodies are prepared for death, but this is outside of anything you've ever heard of. I mean, looking at it, it genuinely looks like these people were in the pots alive and then basically were filled in with honey.
Wait, they were alive whenever they were
What are you
put on
doing,
hold?
Steph?
You think they might have been alive when they were filled in with honey, yeah.
Oh no, their lungs are full of honey.
This is disgusting.
It is disgusting. Let's go out here.
Nobody touches the honey pots. Nobody messes with them of any kind. Nothing.
I'm not touching it.
All right, fair enough.
For info, before I touch something that's a soul stealer or a stormbringer.
Jeez, yeah.
The Howling Storm, Queen of Foxes, and the Soul Hunger. Alright, so yeah, there's a door on the right side. It looks like there might be some more doors up ahead.
Evelyn, did it sound, or would she know, did it sound like they were possibly looking at this door here?
I think whatever it was, I mean, it could very well have been a door.
Well, if you check this door, you'll note that it is locked, just like the one you were just inside. And if you move away from the door that you were just inside, it does close behind you. And it does sound like it locks. But it does look like it has a keyhole, so it looks like it might be something you would be able to get back into.
Okay.
If you'd like to attempt a Thieves' Tools check with Dexterity, you can attempt to break the lock here. There is also another door up ahead, and also a hallway on the left side.
Let's...
Was it possible to hear, like, were they trying to, like, break the door open? What were they doing?
It sounded like they were trying to open the door, but it didn't sound like they were using much more than just kind of banging and kind of pulling methods. Nothing crazy like explosions or anything.
Let's say, let's go storm ahead.
You don't want to try and open this door? Okay.
Not yet, not yet.
Oh, there's another door on the right side there.
Oh. I want to take a look.
Okay. Checking it, you would note that the door is not locked. Looks like it is easily openable. And it does look like it was opened at some point earlier, but it looks like it was kind of left kind of slightly, like it hasn't slipped back into its groove. It's like just about to kind of click into that place. So it looks like someone opened it and didn't really close it well.
Can I tell if there's anything on the other side?
If you kind of slightly push it open a little bit, you would see that there's a white marble bedstand in the center of the bare stone room. Looks like there was furniture and a mattress, but it looks like it has long since rotted away. There are golden hawks that are perched atop the bed's corner posts. Solid gold, you presume. The room's remaining furnishings, as I mentioned, are just heaps of rubble and dust. And there are cobwebs that cover arcane sigils all over the walls. The ceiling in here is much smaller. It's only 10 feet high in this room. Yeah.
So really not much.
4 golden hawks.
Oh, true.
Just giving them an eye based on their size and presumed weight, they're probably worth about 200-300 gold a piece.
Dang. Do we need some gold hawks?
Think.
Seems like
If
the
you
kind
want
of
to carry
thing.
that around with you.
Yeah, they weigh about 5 pounds a piece.
Oh.
Leaving it?
I could probably carry a hawk, but I feel like probably something
I
like
could carry a hawk or
the
two.
journal.
Yeah.
We could come back later.
Do you go in to check out like whether they're even removable?
Oh, yeah, I guess that's a good question.
Okay. Stepping inside, you kind of look around. You kind of tell that these weird arcane runes on the walls appear to have been discharged, whatever they were. It doesn't look like any magic is lingering. And you walk over to the 4-post bed, and you can see that they're basically just screwed on there. When you unscrew them, what you realize is it's kind of a leaden core, and the screw kind of mounted inside of the lead, and then the exterior kind of like a chocolate bunny, but wrapped around lead, and made out of gold um, are hawks. So they're not even like chocolate bunnies at all.
What?
Yeah, let's leave them. They're not like chocolate bunnies.
The gold is probably worth the 250 as I mentioned, but they probably weigh a little bit more than you had anticipated from the outside.
Mm. They're weighted down a bit. We got an amulet that's worth 1,000 and it's a lot lighter. I think we could keep going.
Take 2 hawks, tie them to a chain, and make nunchucks.
As they say, greed killed the cat.
Wait, what?
I could carry a hawk.
Do you pull one off?
Mm.
Or take the one that Sen took?
It's too Indiana Jonesy for me.
I mean, Sen's already screwed one
Yeah.
off and looked at it. It hasn't blown you up or
Oh,
anything.
totally.
I mean,
like,
do
totally
you want that
removed it.
one?
Yeah.
I could just give that to
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Okay,
I'll
it weighs
figure that one.
it weighs 10 pounds. So just to note, golden hawk, 10 pounds. All right, there's some rubble up ahead. It looks like the hallway continued to the north, but it's been blocked off. There is another door on the right side, and there's a hallway on the left side. And just based on the gravity of the size of the chamber you're kind of looking off to the left of, the only room that you think that could be is that main hall. You're at ground level in that main hall. If you go left.
Yeah.
Door on the right or
Oh. There's that
out
door
into the hall.
there. I want to check out this other door.
Okay. Opening it. You would see that inside there is kind of a workshop. Furnishings, obviously bare stone. Looks like most of the furnishings have kind of rotted away, but there are some pretty sturdy ones. Standing in the center of the room, its head just nearly scraping the 10-foot high ceiling of this room, is a vaguely human or man-shaped construct made out of dark wood and riveted iron. Its helmed head stares blindly towards the door. Cobwebs stretch from this terrible artifice to the wrecked furniture that surrounds it. This looks like an artificer's room or a mechanic's room, and it's really not hard for Aveline to piece together that this thing is the Shield Guardian.
So we could use this guy.
How sad.
Dad?
We could have a buddy.
Should we try and wake him up?
I'm gonna
Wakey, wakey,
post in the
wakey.
Discord basically what he looked like.
Ooh. He's like Astro Boy mixed with Iron Giant.
In the Mandalorian.
And the Mandalorian, yeah. A little bit of each.
He's a cool looking dude.
Yeah, he was cool. Do we want a buddy?
I'll go ahead and see if I can use the amulet
Okay.
to wake him up.
Focusing in on it and kind of paying attention to the amulet, you realize that there is kind of a trick to it, but you don't take much effort to figure it out. And once you do, the amulet activates and the guardian activates. You then realize that if you're holding the amulet, you'll need to wear it for a time and basically attune to the amulet to be able to utilize it. And once you've done so, you'll be able to control the guardian telepathically, so long as it is on the same plane of existence as you.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Alright, so if you take the time to do that, I'd say you'd be able to pull it off in about 10 minutes, just give and take. But then once you do, the golem kind of stands active, and it appears to be waiting a command.
I guess I would have it just follow us for the time being. Go with us.
Okay. And let's see. Can you move it?
I don't see it yet.
Oh, okay. It's over by Sen.
Oh, okay, nice.
Can you move it?
Yes.
Perfect. So it is definitely a tight squeeze to get him out the door. It takes another couple moments there of that, but eventually, like, you know, with some elbow grease and probably actual grease, pop, he snaps out of the chamber. Now I'm
Just
gonna
like
just
that cat.
double check and see if you can see from his vantage point, because he shouldn't be able to. Stop it, you bad cat. Oh my god, whenever I try and grab him and like move him, he farts in defense. Oh,
Yep.
it smells so bad.
Dinky boy.
Stank noodle.
For you.
But yeah, you should have control of the shield guardian, and yeah, it is definitely not quiet getting out. So you're pretty sure that if anything was around that was listening in on your conversations or anything, it wasn't able to hear you. They are certain that there's someone over there now.
Nice.
Do you think this guardian could kick open that locked door?
Do you think you
Good
could open that
question.
locked door?
I mean, looking at him, it's worth a
we-
shot.
Can we try it?
Do you command him to go knock that door down?
Yes.
Okay. He trundles over that way, and puts the boot to the door. I'm gonna go ahead and make his strength check. Boot hits the door on the first shot. Doesn't seem to break down. He backpedals, readies himself again, and keeps kicking at the door. No real effect.
Can't be opened with sheer force alone, maybe.
Looks like the technique that he is initially employing is probably not the best. Yeah, it looks like maybe if he did something different, but right now he's just trying to kick the door open.
Maybe tell him to try to. Does the door open inward or outward?
Opens inward.
See if he can just like brute force open it with the handle instead of just kicking it.
Okay. He throws his fist into it. You watch as the hand kind of slams into it and kind of buckles off to the side, and he kind of re-aims himself and seems to keep putting his fist down range in the same fashion, kind of just not the greatest puncher. Yeah, not really doing the thing you want it to.
Can he not grasp the handle with his digits and open it up?
Oh, okay. He tries to do that. You can see him fumbling around with the handle to try and get a hold of it, but eventually he does. And then once he has a hold of the handle, he's going to go ahead and try and push it open. And yeah, he forces himself into it and kind of... and tries to turn it. Nothing.
Door ain't budge.
There's a lot of
This thing to.
there's a lot of shield guardian cracks on the door, but it does not look like he has opened it. And yeah, again, for everyone else, specifically Sen, it is literally like being, you know, you're starting off and it's like, oh yeah, it's morning time, and then someone's sneaking up on you with a huge boombox and just starts blaring like I'm trying to think of the most loud music I can think of, but like screamo, like in your ears.
That dang amber golem at it again.
But it does not work. You look at the door and you're like, I could just unlock the door with my lockpicks.
Well, why haven't you?
I guess I can try it.
Okay, go ahead and make a Thieves' Tools check with dexterity.
Do I just use dexterity?
Yeah.
Okay. I dumb. 23.
The golem,
Wow.
the guardian steps back. You kind of walk forward, and just kind of hit it with your hand, and the door kind of just falls open. Inside, there are more
I'll
pots.
loosen it up for you.
Yeah.
You straight Fonzarelli the door open, and
Bang.
Okay.
I loosened it
He
for
did
you.
his best.
Inside,
Good kid.
it's more amber pedestals with more honey pots on them.
More people, honey.
More people, honey.
What did I say?
What does it say?
This one is all right. So the northern one says Savnok, the Inscrutable, and the signage on it shows this outline of a person, presumably a man, based on its kind of artistic flares compared to the female form you saw in the last one. And it looks like people are kind of moving around looking for these invisible kind of figures that are not. It's just like an outline of a person instead of an actual doodle of a dude. And then on the eastern one, it says Terra Cometus, the grave worm. It shows a dragon flying with skeletal wings. It looks like they're killing people in their kind of diorama there. And then the last one on the bottom, Shami Amore, the Lady of Delights. And it shows a series of different sexual acts, all including the same woman, and multiple different partners of all the genders, same time, different
for her.
times. Just living her best life.
She certainly is.
We don't.
So what's
That's
on
the
the side of
honeypot.
it? Orgy.
That's the honeypot.
That is a honeypot.
See, you say you don't do the puns, but
There's one.
fair enough. Does anybody touch these, by the way? Or mess with them?
Really want us
No.
to touch it.
Okay, I'm just checking to make sure if you do or not. It's important. But yeah, inside each of them, you see the bodies. The one on the eastern wall, instead of having a body, it looks like it has a skull in it. A massive
The
dragon
eastern one
skull.
Eastern wall?
does.
The eastern one, the grave worm,
The Terra Cometus.
Terracometus,
Grey worm
the
guy.
grave worm. Yeah.
What
I
kind
don't
of
know.
skull?
Would it be a good idea for me to see if the golem could touch one of these? Since touching the honeypot seems to be a topic.
He can hardly fit.
Don't know.
He can hardly fit in this room because of the doorway. But
So, probably not.
if you want to shove him in, and I mean, that's kind of what Shami Amore was doing. Hey-o!
And that's the one I want him to touch.
Jeez.
This guy's got jokes. Do you want to touch the pot?
With the golem.
If you try and make it in with the golem and then do that, it's a lot of noise and nothing happens with the golem.
Oh.
Now it's going to be a lot of noise to get him back out.
Yep.
Can I tell what kind of skull?
Dragon skull. It's a dragon skull.
Dragon skull. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like probably. I mean, it's about the size of a person, so it's probably greater than a wormling, right on adult for a dragon, which would be something Hero would acknowledge, knowing how dragon size works.
Hey, Hero, it's your dad.
How dare you?
I know.
It's,
I'm bad.
it's doubtful.
Grandpa?
You think we all look alike? Is that what?
Freaking bigot over
Oh
here.
my god.
I was raised on the streets, so
So do you touch the pot or not?
sure.
What?
John,
Yeah,
I'll
I'll just
touch
touch
the
on the pot.
pot.
So Aveline, if you touch the pot with Shami Amore in it, you hear a woman's voice, kind of like a musical sound, come from it. And you feel like you're touching something more than just a physical object. You're touching a soul or something. And you hear a voice say, "Drink of me. Drink of me and gain my boon. You'll enjoy it."
Mmm.
Uh, stranger danger.
Oh no! Oh no! It definitely seems like they are wanting you to drink the honey.
I'm scared. What do you guys think?
Outside of the fact that the honey's gross, the the wizard earlier said something about like the great things that we find in here have a price that we have to pay.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder what the price
Smart.
is for this one.
But this also tells us why they want it in here.
Yeah. Do you touch any of the other pots?
Sin touches the Savnok one.
Sure. You hear a voice. You've been hiding your entire life. No one knows your true nature. I can help you hide further. I can give you darkness to shield yourself from the light of scrutiny. Just sup upon me. Drink that which I have given.
Spooky. Yeah, they definitely used to.
Sounds like this one is saying they're going to give you something if you do. The other one just said, "Do it, baby, yeah."
The horny pot.
Are you ready, baby? Yeah.
That was spot on.
It's
This
yeah.
pot made me uncomfortable.
Well, what's the pot in the other room?
Do you want to go touch them?
The soul stealing one.
Sure. Hold on a
Oh, is it
second.
unlocked?
Oh no, it's not.
Yeah, but if Sen, you want to let them, if you want to let anyone in, you can. You know the trick of the locks here; they're the same. So if you kind of
The
just
twist and two bumps.
yeah, you know exactly how the tumblers are going to fall. But do you want to let them in?
Sure.
And which one did you want to touch?
The one on the east wall.
Okay. You hear a voice. Oh. So long. It has been far too long since any have come. You seem troubled. So many of your friends have died. Drink upon me. I can give you the ability to bring back those who have died. Back to the world of the living.
Ah! Getting freaking.
Do you still have your hand on the pot?
No, I took it off.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
It doesn't seem like it's an automated message. It sounds like someone is actually talking to you.
I was like, wait.
In your brain. It's not going to be the same. The only one that's probably going to be the same or close to the same, potentially with more moaning, is the sex pot. Do you want to touch any of the other honey pots?
I'm gonna touch the same pot again.
It says to you, once you touch it again, It was I. It was I who kept so many alive in this place. Until my time came. And my magic was perverted. Hopefully, someone pure can come and take up my gift.
Can I tell if he's messing with me?
You can make an insight check. I mean, obviously, you're not reading the body language or facial features of a mellified person inside of a honeypot. And that probably has something to do with the fact where, like, seems legit.
Oh man, it's honey though.
But at the same time, you're like, I don't know. So yeah, your opinion of I don't know, which I assume you had prior, it's still present.
Nah.
All right.
What's the stormy pot say to me?
You touch which one?
The
Less,
Southern one.
less, you hear a woman's voice. Oh. Yes. Let me out. Let me spread again. Please. There's so much of this gift to spread in the land of the living. Let me out. Take me with you in your belly. Oh, this one.
Aw.
This one, I'll remind you, was Fekre, Queen of Poxes.
Oh man, I feel violated.
Go touch the sex pot.
Yeah, you don't know until you touch that one.
You touch the last one, the southern.
Might as well, right? You know, touch one, touch them all.
You hear a voice that says, "You cannot defeat Gulthias without me. You need my power. I was the one who helped make him. So then, drink, if you wish to defeat him."
How'd you help make him? You helped make him?
Out of character, everybody make a history check.
Not very smart.
Stephanie Abilene recalls, this temple is where he was made. This is
Yes.
where the servants of Chandranigdo came and helped him become what he is. Yeah, if these were former priests of this temple, it stands to reason that they were in one way or another responsible for his vampirism.
Okay. The implication was he was just there. He's trying to make it sound like he was solely responsible.
Oh, no. I think he just implicated... I'm sorry, she just implicated... Sorry, because that's Zrin Hala, it's a female. She, again, hard to tell. They're all just honeypots. That said, my brain just went down the weirdest... never mind. Fuck it. Moving on.
Right after.
I was like, so yeah, you can't tell the gender, and my brain was like, is Shami Amore Fuda? And then I was like, no, don't think about it. Go back to the thing that we're talking about. So yeah, it seems like that this individual is implicated that all of the honeypots might be responsible for having helped make one Gulthias. And this baby has got a brush. I'm gonna
What a baby.
grabbed a paintbrush and started running off with it.
Oh, he's feeling.
He's
He
a
wanna make art.
he's a poopy diaper. So yeah,
Okay.
anybody drinking? Anybody touching any other pots? There's one last one that hasn't been touched.
Did we not touch the dragon one?
No one's touched the
No.
dragon. Do you touch it, Alan?
Can I touch the dragon one?
The powers of your master reside within. You will fly in the skies like Ashmodea. Drink. Drink it all.
Wait, so did he drink out of each of the honeypots?
You're not sure?
Can I ask? Well, I want to ask if it will respond. what kind of price do you have to pay for the power?
You pay no price besides that which must be devoured. I will grant you the gift of light, like the dragons.
I feel like it wants my soul.
I do not want your soul.
Oh.
Just putting it out plainly.
Okay,
Alright,
so-
hey guys. If you want to fly, drink some of this honey.
What was Zareen Hala, what was her title or whatever?
The Howling Storm?
Okay. That was the only one I hadn't written down.
No worries.
Okay.
So, here, are you drinking?
No.
Big ol' no from him, dog.
No yellow drink for me.
No,
You all are extremely
it might be mead.
You all are extremely cautious, and I respect you for that.
Trying.
I'm surprised Nodder didn't just dip his paw in.
There's people in these pots. That's not normal. You're gonna eat out of that barrel when I find out there's bodies in it? Nah.
Barrel.
Well, back when we were doing goblins.
Oh.
Or people mincemeat pie. I like pie.
Not gonna eat it. We still have those pies. So do we want to just like shimmy on down the road? Shimmy
know,
on out of
something
here.
Sweet new power.
It does sound like there's some sweet powers in the honey pots.
Sure does.
You can fly and you don't have to pay anything.
Could
Yeah.
be invisible.
You could fly, or some sort of invisible, or sex powers, or
I mean, sex
Honey
power.
pot is the best pot.
sex powers,
Honey pot is
or the other ones, like
the
The one that wants to make you pregnant with their power.
with their disease. I think she meant eat her, like in your belly, not like
yeah.
your uterus.
No, in my uterus.
Hopefully,
That's,
that might
that's the
be
feeling I have.
Eat this honey, and then it'll go into your. I don't think that's how sex.
It's
You've been watching too much hentai, man.
Yeah, it's not. It's not like a Sonic like fan fiction. Okay.
That's all I know. How I learned about
So
life.
Well, wait, if
Oh,
somebody
Lord.
turned invisible though, couldn't we sneak past the golem upstairs?
potentially.
potentially.
Hey, I'm here, sitting off to the side. If you have any questions about the specific pots, if you touch the specific pots trying to get any more information, all I'm gonna ask you from this point forward is if you're leaving this area, or if you're
You're gonna eat the honey.
doing anything besides just standing around.
Sin's gonna touch that invisibility pot again. That is that not?
It's too tempting, is it not?
A little bit.
Then drink. What are you waiting for? The others aren't even looking. You kind of look over your shoulder and they're still talking about other ones. They wouldn't even notice.
Slowly backs away from the pot. We should probably go.
But wait. And you kind of then pull away.
Yeah, let's just go, guys. This is
I'm not drinking the pots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no intention.
anybody
of
wants to drink
drinking
the
them,
pot.
so.
I don't want to drink the pots.
As curious as I am, this has bad news written all over it.
This
Nope.
is bad news bears.
Nobody's drinking any of the pots?
No.
No.
Everyone,
Stop trying to peer pressure us.
Everyone gain inspiration. You guys are great.
We resisted temptation.
It's genuinely not a test. Like there obviously are things that happen here, but yeah, every time I offer power to a party, this is pretty much where it gets fucking shit show. No, I
We are
want it.
good beings.
No, me. This is the one I want.
Oh.
Yeah, hilarious. Anyways, moving into the big hall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the
Let's
statue
look at this.
of the hooded
this guy.
cultist.
Go ahead
Open
and
hands.
everyone make a perception check.
Oh Lord. Anything's happened. 24. Ooh, David got a nat.
22.
No need to roll anymore. Everyone, with the exception of Hero and Saphira, you all see kind of in the darkness with the green flame kind of backdropping from the top up there. Because remember, on the second level, on the far western wall, there's like green flame coming through the battlements. You see 3 figures on flying brooms fly out of the western side and fly up towards the balcony, and you can hear them kind of yelling to each other in that language. And Aveline, you recognize them saying,
There's nothing here. The doors are all locked. We need to find a key. Let's go back to town.
and you see them kind of flying up towards the balcony from where you entered.
Good riddance.
They couldn't open the honey pots.
Sorry,
Sucks to suck.
ladies.
All right. Yeah. As you kind of move towards the statue, from up above, you can see that the statue's face inside of the hood is gone, and there's, instead of like a face there, it's more of like an empty space in the hood. And as you kind of approach it, you hear a ho 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 voice come from up there. Well, hello, child. You hear from the statue.
Stranger danger.
Stranger danger.
Which honeypot is the best honeypot statue?
Do you come to pray to the deceiver? Or steal from him?
Who is the deceiver? Are you the deceiver?
No. Foolish one. You've just stumbled upon this temple with no understanding of what you walked into. Interesting. Well then, I suppose I'll just watch. Have fun.
Who is that?
It appears to be a voice coming from the statue up above.
Is there someone standing up there? Can I see?
You can't. Completely pitch black.
Damn.
You can make a perception check if you're focusing in hard. What'd you get?
Back to 20.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of smoke, kind of a greenish, faint smoke coming out. It looks like the smoke that would be generated when someone exhales, like a pipe or a cigarette.
So it's caterpillar.
It's the cat.
You both are gonna say the same thing.
I was gonna say, or a hookah.
Or a hookah. Caterpillar had a hookah.
Who are you?
Oh, that's not important. Go on, have fun. I suggest the pots on the eastern side. Very tasty.
Have you eaten from the pots?
Oh no, I am not mortal, so I cannot gain the benefits of the dark gifts.
Well, we're all allergic to honey, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sure the gifts would get you right over that. No problem.
It's a pretty bad allergy.
Oh, well, if it makes you deathly ill, that wouldn't be too much of a problem. I would say that these gifts are truly to die for.
Now, see, you say that, and it just makes me really not want to do it.
It was more of a joke about the people who sacrificed themselves to grant the gifts to those who would come after them, but I suppose if you're being overly cautious, it could pose as a warning. It could go either way, Dragonborn.
More green smoke.
Yep.
Well,
The
I'm strong
Chandra-
enough without honey, so can I like
The-
kind of just start walking around the room, checking it out?
Would the
Yeah.
deceiver usually chill upstairs or downstairs?
The deceiver is not bound by ups or downs, ins or arounds. The deceiver is of the shadow.
This guy sounds pretty deceiving.
You're not sure if guy or girl. Yeah.
Hey, John, shouldn't I be lit? Because I have that ever burning candle.
Well, whoever's talking is lit.
Oh, that's.
420 blaze it. And then
Can Sin have that? No, I'm kidding.
MLG siren. I can't.
Are there any
Oh, hold on. Stop moving.
Ah,
I can't select your token if you keep running around.
oh, you're talking about Michael.
Yeah.
is there any kind of background knowledge we might have to kind of determine who this mysterious voice is?
I guess you can make a religion check.
This is a 11.
No.
Thank you.
There are statues of more of these strange kind of monks or sages or whatever in the side alcoves at the base of the steps. You can see that the steps go up. On the southern side of the room, there is a massive double door that is shut, and on both of the doors, there are skeletons that look like they're in the same kind of poses that the sages you've seen before. On the northern side, there is a broken out wall and more statues, and then of course there's the path off to the eastern side or western side. Sen, as you come around the corner, you can hear some kind of
Fuck that shit.
noises coming from the northern side of that hall that you kind of touched on. It sounds like something is licking something off of the floor.
What's a puppy?
Or possibly some things, possibly more than one.
That's really uncomfortable.
It's just a sloped feeling, right?
What's behind the curtain back here?
You mean the broken wall? As you're kind of moving around, go ahead and make a perception check. Yeah. Nothing really, but you can definitely see that there looks like there's more furniture broken out on the opposite side of the broken wall. Looks like it's a dead-end room if you were to go into it. Do you do anything besides just pop into the center there? Oh, hold on. Bear with me here.
Just looking.
Okay, if you're just popping in and taking a gander, you can see that there are a bunch of weapons. Looks like some people might have died in here a long time ago. No blue robes to speak of, but yeah, there's definitely a weird strangeness on the far western corner. Let me see what that is. Hold on. Gotta check my notes. We are on the lower side, and that means that that is number... yes. So yeah, it looks like there's some sort of platform kind of settled on the ground and a hole in the ceiling up above that seems to fit that platform. There's also amber, like, all over the place, like broken shards and pieces of it.
I pick up the amber.
Looking at it, it looks like small bits and pieces of amber that have kind of broken off and stuff. Nothing worth keeping, just shards, really.
Okay.
Do you stay in there for much longer?
No, because I don't really. I'm not really perceiving anything.
Okay.
I'm gonna go behind the statue.
Okay. Go ahead and make another perception or investigation check, your choice. And then while you're doing that, Hero, you were moving around. You also kind of checked in that area. Broken statue on the side here. There is a door present there on the north wall, double door.
Yep.
This double door appears to have amber shapes. It looks like 2 of them. And both of them have the amber golem-like styling, raven head and kind of armored warrior bodies. But other than that, they do not look like they are locked.
Yeah, I'm going to just slowly crack one of the doors open.
You move to press it open, no lock apparent, but then you see kind of this strange glyph appear on the center of the door. And it kind of wards. As you kind of try to push, you feel like a second, like a moment, maybe a millisecond of give, and then it just kind of stops moving. And then you kind of let go and it kind of resets back to its position. Like it moves like maybe a millimeter and then kind of snaps back into its spot. You can attempt to do it by force, but it does look like there's some sort of magical binding on the door here. Oh dear, are you going to go for it? You hear from the statue above. So headstrong. Not willing to drink the honey, but you're willing to mess with the things on the other side of that door. Oh, strange.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to open it by force.
Okay, strength. Athletic strength. You slam into it with all your might. And that 20 is not enough. You feel it give the same, but then kind of push in a little bit harder, maybe an inch or so, and then you feel it kind of snap back into its position. The glyph kind of flaring up as it forces it back past that point. You think you might need some assistance or a better shouldering. You definitely feel like there is a chance that this could potentially work.
Well, hey, Aveline, would you be able to come check this door out? I feel like you seem to know a lot about things in here randomly.
Oh, that's great logic, wizard man. I'll go check out the door.
Okay. Sen, what did you get on your perception?
You get a 20.
Remember the secret doors upstairs?
Yeah.
There are 2. There's one on the north wall right next to you, and there's one on the back of the statue.
But they're closed, right?
Mm-hmm. But you have identified where the levers are to open them.
Oh, I have?
Yeah, with that check. You've identified not only that they're secret doors, but yes, also there's a handle.
Do I pull the lever?
Which one? There's one on the door, or on the wall on the north, and there's one in the back of the statue. Yeah.
One on a statue.
Yes.
Okay. You pull it, and you hear a. Everybody hears that, and you see that inside of the statue there's a hollowed-out cavity that is a perfect cylinder that goes from the base of the statue all the way up, and you hear a. Oh, well, I hope you're not hostile. I'd really hate to have to destroy you. It seems that you're much more entertaining while alive. If you do want to come up and talk in person, I suppose I'll allow it. But if you brandish a blade of any kind, I will destroy each and every one of you.
Just wanna talk.
Well,
I'm
then
okay.
come on up.
Should I go?
Should I say or should I?
Or should I go now?
I'm interested in meeting this caterpillar.
Do you go
But
up?
I mean, if we're going by the song, if I stay, there will be trouble.
But
But
if
if
you
I go, there will be double. So let's just go up.
Okay. Once you get to the top, just sitting like right at the cusp of the effective mouth of this cavern that you're kind of coming up into, is a figure. The figure in question is wearing very fine, kind of greenish aqua colored robes with cherry trees and blossoms all about them. In one hand, they're holding a very long, like stiletto pipe, and it's kind of glowing with a bit of green smoke that's wafting out of the face of the statue. You can see, as you kind of look at the smoke, that there appear to be kind of faces present inside of the smoke. You don't know if that's a trick or some kind of illusion, or if something more macabre. The individual you're looking at in the very fine, pretty robes is also wearing a very ornate hat, which has kind of gold designing to it, but appears to be kind of like a big piece of white cloth that's kind of like a large headdress. You then notice a kind of wiggle from behind the individual. You can see that there's a massive, fluffy red tail, and as this individual turns to face you, their head is that of a fox, and they're wearing a pair of rose spectacles on the bridge of their nose.
He sounds really cool.
This guy's cool.
Hey, looks really cool.
The fox says, "So, truly, what brings you here to the Amber Temple?"
I'm just in awe of how adorable this creature is.
Very cute.
And again, I will just doubly specify the gender is
Ambiguous.
It's not coming off. I mean, they are dressed very femininely.
But
Okay.
a woman's robe.
Yeah, there are certain masculine traits that are present. Again, you're not. In fairness, the best. Yeah, they is probably the best methodology.
Yeah, fair. We're on the same page then.
Okay. And so they asked you at the beginning of it. So, in truth, what brings you to the Amber Temple?
We're looking for a journal.
Oh, Gulthias' journal. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, you've already uncovered the door that leads in that general direction. You'll have to deal with the crazy mage within, but I'm sure he's, more than reasonable now after I've done what I've done to him.
Well, if it's
What have you
the
done?
one I'm thinking of, he's probably dead.
No. No. I'm pretty sure the one I'm thinking of isn't dead. Well, yes.
Um, not entirely dead.
Well, sure, right, whatever.
Mm. Spooky.
Who are you?
I am a servant of the deceiver. That is all you need to know, child. Don't you care more about who you are? Isn't that why you came?
I don't like this. It's getting too introspective.
You
Getting a little personal there for you.
you serve at the person who squashed all of this magic, and yet you are reluctant. Strange. I didn't know Gulthias' servants had a conscience.
Maybe they don't anymore.
Maybe they don't serve, or maybe they don't have a conscience. Or at one time they did. You are an oddity. You're not from these parts. It feels like you are out of time. All of you.
Out of time.
Well, I mean to say, it feels like you're tourists here. From a different place. From a different era. Very strange indeed. Especially the bear folk. Not too many of those about. His entire species was almost wiped out by the Dragon's War. But they're a fertile breed, them.
From the future.
Perhaps. Or the past, maybe, I do not know. I know that you've come here against your will. You did not walk alongside the bitter hearts through the mists, like most who enter into this place do. You weren't invited. Gulthias probably did not send you invitations to his luxurious castle high up on a hill. But, I suppose, neither was I. Unwelcome guests, I guess we have that in common.
Fair.
So, you're looking for the book. Down the stairs, then up them. In that other path you found. Talk to the mage, do not anger him. Much like me, he could blink you out of existence if he could only remember how.
Yeah.
So down the stairs.
Yes, and then up them. Yeah, the secret door that you opened. If you open the other one, you'd realize that
other
there's
door.
there's stairs. Not the double door that Hero's at. The secret door that you found directly behind the statue. If I might ask a favor, it's a minute one, but I would be willing to grant you a boon if you were to will yourself to allow me to do this. I will tell you what each of these gifts are and what they might do to you. If you let me give you something and promise to hold on to it as long as you live.
That sounds tricky.
I will tell you the nature of the gift that I give you as well. As they say this, they kind of reach into their hat, and you see them pull out a rose quartz kind of crystal and look at it, then kind of breathe smoke onto it, and you watch as crystalline spider legs come off of the gemstone, and it starts to crawl around in their hand. This goes with you, and I can see through it. So I would know exactly where you are, wherever you are, whenever you are, and be able to find you if I so needed, and also watch your entertaining adventures and journeys, your mishaps, your follies, or your great successes and triumphs. Perhaps it will be you that lances Gulthias through the heart, much as his master was lanced. Or perhaps not. Perhaps you will all be turned into his servants, much like the doll girl. But if you take this with you, I will tell you everything about the gifts, and you can decide with a knowledgeable mind whether or not they're worth it.
And call down to Hero and Nodder. Would either of you like a crystal spider?
That watches your every move.
Saphira is Switzerland on this one. Neutral.
I can figure it out.
We good.
Is there anything else?
I promise no malice. I do not wish to harm you in any way. Your the viewing of you would be for me and me alone.
So you're just a voyeur?
Why don't
Okay.
you just come with?
A bit.
Or
I
yeah, you can come with us.
I cannot. I am the steward and keeper of this temple in its current state and in its state where you come from. It's truly strange to see you in this state. I cannot really explain it to your mortal minds. Out of character, the fact that they keep saying mortal minds would trigger kind of a what the fuck are you kind of thought. If you'd like, you can make either an arcana or a religion check. The choice will determine what you glean.
Indeed.
No idea. No idea.
If I use my inspiration, do I get to use the 25?
Correct.
Oh.
Do you want?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
I'll do that.
So with an arcana check, you would be able to identify what this creature is. It is not just some strange furry. Again, no insult to furries. Let's see.
Adorable.
They are great. Let's see. Bear with me here. I had the thing opened and then it somehow got closed. And I was trying to segue into a joke that I thought would last longer, but I should have known better. Let's see. So you would know that they are an Arcanoloth. An Arcanoloth is a type of fiend. Specifically a fiend that is a keeper of secrets. A holder of knowledge and a purveyor of information. They serve the demon princes. This one presumably serves the demon prince Vise Desteshnin, the demon prince of deception, because they keep referring to the deceiver being the one they serve. It could also mean that they follow Chandra Nigdo, because Chandra Nigdo is also known as the deceiver, also known as the puppet master. Shout out to the Patreon game. But yeah, they are very powerful. Like crazy amounts of powerful when it comes to spell casting. We're talking like 8th level spells that they can throw around. Finger of Death, you name it. So probably not a good idea to get on this one's bad side. But they seem more than cordial so far. And yeah, that's what you know.
Just a question: if what you see is especially entertaining, would you be inclined to assist in any way?
Oh no. No. If you came about something that might interest me having, or if you were to come about some specifically juicy gossip, then maybe it might be worth rewarding you for granting me that. But in general, I don't typically like to travel. It's not beyond my power, it's just I do have duties to perform here, as you can see.
Well, if it doesn't hurt me, I can take your spider from you.
Great. Well then, here. So, which ones do you want to know about?
Maybe all of them.
Well then, I suppose this will be me talking for a long time boringly instead of you getting direct information. But that's fine, I suppose. It's been a while since I've gone on about a lecture. Thackeray, the Queen of Foxes, is a specifically harsh gift. It grants the beneficiary the ability to cast a specific type of spell. spell known as Contagion to the lay folk. Unfortunately, the beneficiary can only do it 3 times before the gift is completely expended. And unfortunately, the Dark Gift's problem resides longer than the actual choices of the gift. The beneficiary will, for the rest of their days, reek of filth and death. If you go about drinking her specific brew, don't return. I'd rather not see you there again. Zrinhala, the howling storm, grants the beneficiary the gift of lightning. They can cast a very powerful lightning magic similarly 3 times before the gift ends. However, because of the strength of the magic, the face of the person sags and loses all feeling. An unfortunate trait, one that would be hard to correct, if not impossible. I would suggest wearing shawls. Psychane does grant the beneficiary the ability to raise the dead 3 times before the gift vanishes. However, greed is the nature of Psychane. Every gift requires payment, and the mind of the beneficiary will change so that they feel identical. Ashmodea's greed will reside within them. The one known as Savnok allows for a very powerful gift. They are treated as being completely blank in the state of the psychic. They are mentally gone from this plane, however still present. Out of character, effectively, they're describing the nature of the spell Mind Blank, which psychic damage, you're immune to it, you're immune to having your thoughts read, you're immune to having your emotions tracked, you're immune to being charmed. You're basically just a blank slate to anybody who would be trying to do that. It has a duration of a year after being drank until more is required to be drank. However, the gift's problem is that their eyes melt out of their face, leaving empty sockets. They can still see out of their holes, but quite a gruesome effect to be sure. Therachimedes does indeed grant the gift of flight, but if the beneficiary does not eat a pound of bone or grave dirt every day, they will die. They will no longer really need food to consume. They will only hunger for the stuff of death. Shami Amore and I were good friends when she lived. But her gift is simple. It allows the beneficiary to cast a spell known as Suggestion, a very powerful form of it, 3 times before the gift is ended. However, the beneficiary grows an additional finger on each of their hands, and they are insatiable. They will never gain enough pleasure, and they desire beauty in the hedonistic ways for the rest of their lives. I suppose that wouldn't be too much of a problem for me. I wouldn't mind the extra digits, more to fill others with. The other side of the hall, northern side of the hall, there's Drizlash, the 9-eyed spider. Whoever drinks his brew can walk on ceilings and walls, as a spider would. However, eyes grow out of the other person's extremities. Very foul looking, but I suppose not too horrible a problem for the gift. There's also Dalvernar, he of the many teeth. The gift grants the individual to reincarnate themselves after they die, taking on a new body immediately after passing. This happens 3 times. But every single time, every single body will be lacking its teeth until its last body is taken up. Then there is Xantris, the Kingmaker. Their gift gives someone a gift of great presence of will and force of personality. Out of character, it's an increase to your charisma score. However, they will never take no for an answer for as long as they breathe or live. On the northern side, if you were to enter through the treasure vault, actually, hold on, wrong one. On the western side, there is Delbon, the Tsar of Ice and Hate. You will never be cold again. Also, you can cast forth a blizzard, a cone of cold for you 7 times, but you will always be deathly afraid of flame. I feel as though one of the vestiges has been shattered, just being consumed as we speak. I dare say their soul seems to have left this realm and entered the mists. There's also Kirad, the Star of Secrets. You can see far beyond your normal sight. 3 times you can seek out any you would want to see in your mind's eye. However, your voice will change deeper, and you will always be smiling, cruel, and evil. There is Irga, the Eye of Shadows. Irga's dark gift allows the beneficiary to see what is truly there within a certain distance for 30 days only. But as long as you have the gift, you believe that all life is pointless and you look forward to death. Probably not too different from where we are currently. This is quite the long diatribe. If you drink from Great Tarhawk, the 5-headed destroyer, you will grow to have strength as that of a fire giant for 10 days. But for the rest of your life, you will be a bully, and anyone who is weaker than you will feel it necessary to make sure they are aware of who is truly in charge. There is Yogg, the Invincible. His gift grants you more chutzpah, out of character hit points, for 10 days. But oily black fur covers your face and body for the rest of your life. There is Norganis, the Finger of Oblivion. You will have the power to bring forth death to someone simply by pointing at them 3 times. Finger of Death, you can cast it 3 times. But your blood becomes black and viscid like tar. There is Vond, the Evasive. You will not be visible, and you will be very hard to keep a hold of. But because of this slipperiness, you will also never be able to give a straight answer that's ever put to you. There is Syriac, the Hellhound Whisperer. You can bring forth hellhounds to serve you. You can do this only once, and they survive as long as they will until they die. However, you will then speak the tongue of devils, and you will smell like a devil as well, as you emit sulphurous smoke, and your pores sweat forth their ichor. And lastly, the Amber Vault on the northern side of the temple's lower level. There is the dark gift of the vampire. Drinking it, you will accept the same gift that was bestowed upon Gulthias. The other mummified fellow will grant you the dark gift of the Tenebrous, which means that you will have the capability to turn yourself, if you are an arcane spellcaster, into a very powerful form of undead. Out of character, probably relating to Lich. And last, but not least, Zudan, the Corpse Star. You can touch a dead body and restore it to life. Fully. Not like the gift that allows you to bring up the dead, but to truly resurrect them. However, your appearance will forever be like that of those you take these powers from. You will look like a corpse, and you will be mistaken by others as such. More than fair, our transaction is complete. Enjoy my eye upon you, Aveline. And if you ever have curiosities regarding your life before your transformation, well, find me something worth the knowledge, and maybe we'll trade. Alright.
Not in mind.
Anything that you want to put to the Deceiver's Servant before... Because it looks like it's 9:05, we can call it. Or if you want to continue, we can do that too. I'm pretty amped. Every time I play this freaking character, I get jazzed.
It's so cool.
I wanted him to come with us.
He's technically coming with us.
I gave you a shield guardian. They don't say anything.
I mean, they just chilling with us.
Fair, that's true.
They're just chilling. Shiny.
Informative.
Very
I don't know
informative.
if I would do any of those.
Oh, understandably, there really isn't much in the way of true benefit. But lesser folk than you have entered into this place and sucked themselves upon the honey. It seems that some are doing so right now as we speak. But
You know which one they're drinking?
no. I didn't mention it because it seems they have broken the pot.
So wait, you know which one? Or
Yes.
can you not?
But their power is not important. It isn't noted in the module because it's broken already.
Oh. Well, that's dumb.
That's not very nice. Coming in and breaking things.
Fair enough.
Failure on the writer's part.
Fair enough. I mean, you can bring that up with Chris Perkins if you want, I guess.
Gets on Twitter.
We're breaking the fourth wall here.
I guess I did modify the module. I could have made it more. I could have made something up, but I'm just lazy, I suppose. Wait, I'm not the DM. Who are you? I don't know. Anyway. Oh my
You're
god.
just the all-seeing eye.
I've got to leave. Bye.
Bye. I gotta go smoke some more.
Hell yeah. But yeah,
We're 20 plays in, I guess.
do you head on down and away, and do you want to call it a night?
Yeah, I think we'd be
Okay.
heading down.
And do you want to call it? We'll basically start off with you going. Are you wanting to go into the side chamber with the weird combat that's happened at the strange pedestal that looks like it goes up? Do you want to try and figure out the doors that Hero had messed with? Or do you want to go up the secret door that has the stairs that the Deceiver Servant told you? It's kind of where you want to go.
I'm
wondering-
thinking... Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm wondering if these doors that Hero's trying to open just go to more pots.
So that's what they had said. That's the pots that are on the northern side, yeah. And they said it's through the treasure vault.
Oh.
So the treasure vault's probably on the other side of this door, but based on the iconography on the door, there's probably an amber golem on the other side of the door as well.
Oh, okay. So.
Or two.
I don't know if we want to encounter one of those.
That's a fair assessment, yeah. So then I'm assuming that the middle door, it didn't look like there was much that Sen saw other than there is a platform that looks like it might go up into the ceiling. So that might be another way up into the floor above from this side without having to go through flaming skulls or amber golems.
Yeah.
We can get to the journal and...
Yeah, but they told you that the steps in the middle there go right to where you need to go. So is that what we're going to do for next session?
Down the stairs and then up them.
Yeah. So, yeah, it would be down the statue and then up the stairs that are here. I'll go ahead and pull the door so you can see. And I'll go ahead and... Yeah. So, vote for going on, vote for calling it. I mean, again, just need to know for sure, because...
Yeah,
Just-
I'm gonna have to.
Okay, cool. That's fine. Perfectly acceptable. So yeah, that said, I just needed one downvote. That's all I was looking for. So that said, we'll go ahead and pick up next session with you heading up into the library. And yeah, thanks for watching. And new follower, cool. Sorry I didn't mess much with the chat. I was kind of focused on one of my favorite NPCs.
That's cool.
That's
a
it.
good one.
Thanks for watching. We'll pick up next Tuesday. Same bad time, same bad channel. All right.
Bye.